The American middle class is fading away, and as you guys know, the American dream has been built on the shoulders of the middle class. Now you gotta ask, how much is a middle class income? Do you think they're still considered wealthy? You see, the White House says that we've never seen a better economy than what we see today. Now, I'm not sure when the last time these government officials took a trip to their local Target, Kroger's, Costco, or Walmart, but maybe they did recently. But they just didn't see the expenses the same way we do, because you would have an overstock of cash in your bank account to consider inflation as going down when prices keep going up.
So the economy will be a big focus for voters in 2024, as it normally is. And under President Biden, inflation is down, wage growth and the GDP are up. The Dow is nearing an all-time high, but it's doing much. It's not doing much to lessen people's anxieties about pocketbook issues like lowering food prices, college tuitions, paying off debt. So what is he doing to address this disconnect?
Well, first of all, thank you for listing out all of our amazing accomplishments or what the president has done to make sure that the economy gets back on its feet.
Is down also,
and gas by $1.77 since its peak. Remember, Putin's war caused gas prices to go up. And this is his war against Ukraine. And so, look, it's a very good question. This is one of the reasons I'm here with all of you, right, having the conversation. I appreciate the opportunity to do so. When the president got into the White House, we all know that the economy was at a tailspin, right? We had COVID was just going through this country and the world in a way that was just unfathomable, obviously. And the president came in and had to fix that because obviously the last administration did not have a comprehensive plan. And so we had to come in and do that. And the actions that he took, to your point, really took effect on the economy in a good way. 14 million jobs were created. Unemployment is at a historic low. We have wages are up. And so we got to continue to talk about it. And we're going to continue to do so. If you look at where we are currently right now, we're heading into the holiday seasons. I know I've watched you guys do these segments on the holiday season. And we just finished with Thanksgiving. The prices have gone down, went down on turkey, went down on eggs, went down on goods that Americans truly need, gas prices, as you just mentioned, because of the work that this president has done.
Yeah, that happened recently, guys. You would think that Corinne was just talking about a different country, but no, she's describing what, in her eyes, is the current economic state of the United States. So let's just have a quick, simple poll here. Do you agree with anything that she just said? Comment a quick yes or no on that one, and feel free to cite any examples of what you want, whether to agree or disagree with her. And while you guys are doing that, make sure to drop a like for the video and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate that, guys. Now, before I get any further, I just want to put this logic out here for you. If any commodity, let's just say bread, okay? If bread was $50 per loaf and then under your watch it goes up to $200, I don't think you can take a victory lap if the price of bread goes down to $75. Now, sure, it's down by $125, but if you look back at prices before you even took office, then, well, you actually made things worse, didn't you? And I guess that's why a lot of Americans don't feel like they still belong in the middle class. I mean, heck, in terms of income, the middle class has gone from 60% of the population all the way down to 50%. You see, the majority of the American people just aren't the same anymore. And sure, the powers that be can talk about inflation going down, but the only thing that has slowed down is the increase in the prices of goods, but they're still going on an upward trend. And she talked about jobs, right? They keep talking about creating jobs when we all know that some of those numbers are just counted from jobs that were axed during the health crisis, meaning that they were basically just being returned back to normal. If they want to talk about numbers, we can do that. For October of 2023, only 8.7 million job openings were posed by U.S. employers, the lowest number since March 2021. You might think that this is normal, but I mean, we're in the holiday season, folks. This is where numbers should be jumping exponentially, but we're seeing the exact opposite. So what does that tell you? It says that companies are being cautious with the economy, cautious with their income, cautious with their spendable cash, and with interest rates being propped up high, and they could possibly go even higher. You best believe that more layoffs are coming to the economy.
Holiday shopping season is in full swing, and it means big box stores and shopping malls are packed with people, and with those people usually come seasonal workers. But the number of available jobs is different than previous years. ABC 15 data analyst Garrett Archer goes inside the numbers.
Well, so far, it looks like businesses are taking a very cautious approach to the end of the year. The Labor Department reported 8.7 million job openings in October. That's down 6% from the month before and down 17% from the same time last year. It's the weakest number of monthly job openings since March of 2021. Right after that, job openings in the U.S. went on a tear, rising to over 12 million by the end of the year. But after that, a slow burn downtrend that moves monthly job openings closer to those pre-pandemic levels. The data shows something interesting as well. It's smaller and mid-sized companies that are really pulling back on those new jobs. Over 600,000 fewer job openings in companies with under 250 employees. Almost half of that from companies with between 10 and under 50 employees. Larger companies, it's mostly flat or slightly up for job openings. But job openings in some of the most consumer-focused job sectors are down compared to last year. Retail has a third fewer job openings this October compared to last year. Food service and hospitality, both of those job sectors, they're down about a quarter. Entertainment jobs are down 10%, and transportation and warehouse jobs, think Amazon, those openings remain unchanged basically from last October. And you can see how businesses are working to keep their employment mostly level. Looking at hiring and separation changes from last October, the numbers mostly balance out. The exceptions being entertainment and recreation jobs, where hiring is up 20% and separations only up 2%, as well as those warehouse and transportation jobs, where hiring is down 11%, but separations are down only 1%.
Now, we can understand how businesses are getting tight with their cash, although if you live in New York, I think it would be an understatement to think that your place is becoming a little bit more expensive compared to before, especially if you own a car and you drive around a lot.
With applause and by a 9-1 vote, congestion pricing took a major leap today as the MTA board approved the plan put forth by the Traffic Mobility Review Board. The MTA says the detailed plan will reduce congestion and pollution while generating funding for crucial capital projects like the extension of the 2nd Avenue subway and making the system more accessible for the disabled by building more elevators.
This is essential to the city's future, that we are the most congested traffic city in the United States.
Here are the details. It'll be a $15 base fare for cars entering the Central Business District. That's Manhattan south of 60th Street. It'll be 75% lower during overnights beginning at 9 p.m. Trucks and buses will pay $24 to $36 depending on their size, and a $1.25 surcharge will go on taxis, a cost that's expected to be passed on to passengers. It'll be a $2.50 per trip charge for for-hire apps, including Ubers and Lyfts.
You know, it's really entertaining to see, and I'm only using that term because it's funny for all the wrong reasons. But this is entertaining to see how some legislation can be passed so quickly, so long as it's going to be taking money away from the people instead of giving it to them. You know what I mean? Anyone here from New York? What do you guys think about this plan? If only New York had a budget surplus, huh? I'm kind of worried because this kind of deal only affects those at the bottom so much more than those at the top. You see, $15 to the rich is nothing, but for someone who's just getting by, paycheck to paycheck, $15 is a lot of money. And like, how about the people who use taxis to commute? They're gonna have to adjust their budgets again because we know. And just like what I said, these expenses are gonna be handed off to customers. I guess it's true about what they said about New York. It's the perfect representation of the United States, that no matter how stupid and messed up policies are, the citizens and residents will always be the ones left to pay the receipt. But what do you guys think about this? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Before I go, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.